Welcome back, everyone, for the next part of Limbus Company. And first and foremost, I first need to clarify something. You remember the 9,999 thing that I mentioned in the last part, during the 1st April and such? Well, I actually put in two little pranks in the video. Not only the end, even the intro was a little prank. I mean, I did reach the maximum amount of module, as you can see. I cannot create any more at this point of time, because the normal amount is 999. Now, the part about the other modules breaching through the barrier is true, but it doesn't quite glitch it upwards to 9,999. I just thought that number would look a little bit fancier during April instead of 1001, right? It looks a bit fancier with the 9s. And it was the perfect setup as well! So yeah, just to clarify that, I'm pretty sure that I didn't correct anyone during the April part, because that's just not in the spirit of April. And in case some of you guys don't reread my comments afterwards, yeah, that was just a prank. It's just 101, okay? It was just a little prank. It's fine. There is no visual glitch going on here or any kind of exploit that gives you XP coupons for free. It's not going on here. It's still funny though, right? It's still funny to consider it, because that's usually an issue that happens in frequent games. That if you by some chance break through the barrier, you might end up duplicating stuff per chance or per accident. It happens over and over again. I think there's even an exploit in Minecraft, in which case you overload a chest so much with books and codes that you just got doubles over and over again. So yeah, it would have been possible. I even explained how I did it, so if anybody was actually fooled by that, it seems like a very reasonable thing, right? Anyways, I just wanted to clarify that, just in case really somebody's trying to go for it and go for the 999 for free XP coupons. It's not working. It was just a prank. It was just a prank. It takes a lot of time to get that. Don't be fooled by a hint of an exploit. It's okay. Okay. Now, in the spirit of a successful April, I would say we're going to do a little poll as well. I haven't really pulled for Butler Otis and Rabbit Massault yet, and I'm pretty sure that I at the very least want to get his ID first. There's 2-star IDs are always easy to get. Not entirely sure if I'm able to get the Otis one, but it's fine. The season just started. I can just get the dispenser going with the mirror dungeon at a later point of time in order to ensure that we get her, right? So at the very least, we want the rabbit. At the very least, we want the rabbit guy. So without any further ado, let's just use a tempo and see if we are lucky. I would almost say I could technically try 3 times. Yeah, I could try 3 times just in case to ensure that we have a decent chance of pulling her, but at the same time, I just reached 20k of lunacy. And next week we're going to get even more Butler IDs. Maybe I should save a bit more. And then again, it is Otis. It is Otis. I should still give her 2 extra tries just in case. I mean, it is my girl. Yiseng, Massault, and Otis. I mean, they are all my favorites. They are all my favorites. And Massault is giving me the 2-star IDs right away. That's my boy. Oh, Faust is here as well. Double Faust, to be exact. Okay. Oh, it hurts so much. I just reached the 20k again. But it is Otis. It is Otis. You're going to get 2 extra pulls. It's fine. It doesn't look really good though. It really doesn't look good. But it is still my Otis. She's always a bit of a tease sometimes, right? The last time when I pulled for Otto's ego gift, I wasn't really that lucky either. Like at all. I think, yeah, I was kind of forced to go for the... Oh! My girl! My girl! I was about to say! She gave me so many golden things for anybody else but her. So I kind of had to go for the dispenser after all. But not this time, Otis! Not this time! Thank you! What is this? Did you make sure to clean the dirt off your boots? I implore you not to touch a single thing, even furniture, in this manner without explicit permission. Oh, she's gonna be great. And a bunch of Massault. Ah, wait! There was... I could have gotten him as well! I didn't need to use the dispenser for heat gift! What? I would have forgotten the double gold! She's... What are you doing, Otis? What are you doing? I didn't even see a double gold! I didn't even see that! Okay, it's fine. It's fine. Let's ignore that! Let's just ignore that! Thank you for the button ID, Otis. Thanks for the little prank. I guess that was a delayed prank for April. I mean, I still record this on Saturday. Anyways, back to the boss, right? We still have yet to see Mini Free. So let's see, what is going on over here? Ah, Sharon, hello there. Warning, warning, land ahoy. Sharon, who had quietly held the helm for a while, suddenly spoke up. As if on cue, everyone in the cabin simultaneously jumped up from their seat. The crew joyed at the end of this long journey was palpable. Finally, is this over? Can we reach land? My eyes well with tears of relief. If they even let us go on a vacation, remind me to percolate any seafare options, okay? I think I've had enough of the Great Lake for one lifetime. Some sinners began to visibly relax with the realization that the long lake voyage has finally come to an end. Others rushed to the windows as if they were expecting anything to have changed when we were away from the shore. You guys are way too overdramatic. Back in my sailor days, setting sail in the Great Lake meant that you would have to spend at least 3 years in the treacherous sea, out of any landman's sight, right? I think I heard that exact sentence a few dozen times by now. So, agreed. You've made your point, Ishmael. I find it difficult to tolerate when you began sharing that story for the 4th time. You're pretty much acting like Rodion at this point. Aw, you guys, you were the one who complained that you had no any funny stories to tell. Just as we exchanged a few meaningless jabs at each other. What was that? It's a boom sound, but what was that? The Mephistopheles suddenly jerked violently as though something has exploded. Okay. Of course, we were all promptly thrown out of the bus boat like ragdolls. Why? Is everyone okay? Oh, can this bloody bus come to a smooth stop for once? Wait, a bus? Heathcliff was right. I took a quick look around and realized that the cabin has transformed back to the shape of the bus we were so used to. Oh, now that you mention it, even the window color is different now. I guess we're no longer in sea. Sharon hit the transform button. Click clack. Sharon, can you give us a warning for once? At least a turning signal or anything, please. Yeah, Sharon, please. Busboat doesn't have a turning signal. Too bad, butt guy. I thought there was going to be some complicated procedures to transform it back to a bus. I guess it just happens with a click of a button, huh? I thought we would have to stop at the workshop of both of us again. Meet Olga and the others. One of the many functions of the Mephistopheles is that it can remember every form or properties it once possessed. Therefore, it follows that once it takes a certain form, it can revert to it, or any of its previous forms at any time. so the boat is still an option. I see. Anyways, we're finally back on land. Aren't you glad, Heathcliff? You've been so looking forward to this. Now we can finally buy the wedding dress. But then again, we do have that already. How about a groom set, huh? You could go in a partner look with Gregor. Oh, that would be so lovely. Huh? Oh! Heathcliff's face lit up for a brief second before a vortex of complicated feeling overcame him. Then, oi! Vroom lass! Are we at T-Corp? Heathcliff was talking to Sharon, but she did not reply. Maybe it was because he didn't call her by a name, or maybe it was that she didn't really know where we were either. I mean, she never reads the map after all. She always rides wherever her winds take her, after all. This monochromatic grey hue is reminiscing of that place indeed. Yet, there is disparity? Disparity? Yeah, I suppose it was a different monochrome hue than whatever this is. T-Corp, District 20. I've never been there myself, but I've tranquilly experienced it via Yiseng's Fathom of Ego. Yeah, that place was supposed to take our colors away, wasn't it? Have some patience, Heathcliff. We're still in the back streets. We're getting quite close to the place you know so well, aren't we? Oi! That triggered him a little bit. Why did you trigger him, Vergilius? You had no reason to provoke him like that. Is there a reason we're going through the back streets instead of heading straight to the nest? Huh? Alright, you're right. Why are we going through the back streets anyways? I'm curious as well. The back streets roads are rife with danger and winding, roundabout paths. This carries an unnecessary risk, does it not? I would also like to highlight that the immigration process is significantly more lenient when one is migrating from a nest to a nest than when it is migrating from back streets to a nest territory. True. Ishmael's question to Vergilius had opened a few new floodgates of questions from the other sinners. Looks like you're all grown rather shabby since we first met. You must know that it won't change how I choose to answer your question. Ask me all you want, but I will not spare the time to give you a comprehensible explanation for your convenience. With a slight glow in his eyes. Great. Okay, what is wrong with asking for some explanation if we're being led through a questionable path like this? It is your job as a guide to tell us where to go, isn't it? Don't tell me that we haven't been authorized to enter T-Corp's nest yet. And here I thought Limbus Company was a proper business for once. Sure, it's relatively new, but I thought we had a rather substantial backing with the black card and everything. We can receive proper authorization to enter most nests should we request it. Then why are we bothering with the back streets? It's the company's will. Huh? Vergilius silenced the entire hubbub on the bus with a short but low growl. My job as the guide is to plan a path towards the destination as required by the company. Selecting this path was also part of accommodating that request. So please, know your place and shut your mouth. Perhaps the commotion was getting to him. I could tell that Vergilius was rubbing his ears out of frustration. Well, if that's the case... While doubt was still apparent on Ishmael's face, she nodded affirmatively. She was acknowledging that there was little we could do about the order from the company itself. Wait, another alarm? Huh? Wait, that alarm again? Is someone listening in on us or something? That was one convenient timed alarm, don't you think? This is very unlikely. Dante. Like always, Faust looked into the bus terminal before giving me a look that I've come to recognize. Yep, another velocity to take care of, huh? Yes, it is. Another one? Didn't we just wrap up the backdoor velocity thing? You know, with our Porgus Knight? Oh, I think I know what this is. First were the Mirror Dungeon, the Luxovation Dungeons. So it's gotta be. Faust considers her rigorous, growing aptitude for deduction to be a positive development. It is the refraction railway, isn't it? The bus soon filled with the sinner's exaberant sights. Sorted. It's that bloody subway track again? Oh, railway really wears me out every time that we enter. Well, since the last one was called Line 2, this is probably going to be Line 3, huh? That is very likely, yes. Though we cannot say for certain before observing it for ourselves. Dante. I know. Going through the refraction railway takes a lot out of me too. So far, each refraction railway has a new and different pattern, and enemies we faced in there were all more powerful than any other enemy we had faced before. But it's also true that I've seen a noticeable improvement in our Sinner's combat prowess once we had to run through the railway. Not to mention the occupying amount of rewards that's usually hidden in there as well. I don't exactly remember when it was, but Faust once took the time to explain the railway's abnormalities to me. That the abnormalities we battle in the railway are probably not the same one that exists in the world that we live in, like the rose thingy. So it's not like we'll be able to capture them and bring them back, but they're perfect for practice just in case we run into their real version soon. Well, whichever is the case, going through the railway will be a net positive for us. So I guess we'll get going then, huh? I took a quick glance at the sinners, then opened the door to the back door. So, that was a little teaser about the railway, huh? I guess if we follow the line of thoughts, I should probably start to tackle the railway then, huh? But at the same time, I do plan to wait for line 4 so that I could maybe attempt another railway week. So in that regard, Faust, I know that you want to do this right now, but it doesn't run away from us. I guess we can save it for a little bit later, right? Surely it's not going to run away from us. I mean, the other season has also started and it didn't disappear, so it should be fine. It can wait a bit longer, right? Okay, now then. Next up, District 20. With no description whatsoever. Okay then. So, we're finally here, huh? Yep. And I already see that it's slowly draining our colors. Heathcliff looked out of the red bus window with a door expression. Though it wasn't rainy, the world outside was grey and opaque like the overcast sky. Black pungent cloud of smoke had long devoured the atmosphere. So this is the kind of place that Heathcliff used to roam, huh? Looks kind of hopeless and depressing. Kinda understand why your Sang got so depressed over there. Oh no, don't give me the sad look now. The color remained grey this deep into the hearts of the back streets. I recall quite with certainty that the teacup that I arrived at after my departure from Escorp was sepia-hued. The phenomenon can be explained by the fact that the technology used to drain our saturation is situated at the center of teacup. It has been reported that such variation in hue may occur in areas further away from the sphere of influence. I understand then. So everyone is going to have a slight difference in color because they wasn't able to get rid of it all, at the very least in the further reaches of the town. Two other sinners immediately jumped in on the conversation to direct it away from whichever obscure subject she Sang and Faust were about to steer into. Alright, I have something to ask you guys. Oh yeah, me too. What? I mean, yeah, that's, oh yeah, the building here looks kind of different from where Sang used to live. So I was just wondering if there's anything up with that, and exactly, that's exactly what I was about to ask as well. They want to change the topic. Let's make sure that his Aeng keeps on smiling, right guys? Motivation is key around here! Motivation is key! They all need to be happy! For as long as we can save it, right? It's been a while since we started on this journey together. I was starting to grow more comfortable with the sinners. Maybe that is why Gregor and Rodia's valiant efforts to keep this conversation remotely comprehensible to most occupants of the bus. Pretty amusing. Allow me to elaborate then. To discuss the subject, we must first... He's smiling! Oh my god, you two are great! He's saying unknowingly shut down their efforts by jumping onto another complicated discussion. Was another sigh I've become familiar with. Well, I was curious about the technology Teacup uses to drain our colors, and about the behind the scenes of Teacup's operations. It wasn't something that could be answered now. I decided to table that discussion for later. Instead, I approached Heathcliff. He was sitting on his lonesome, clearly in deep thought. Clockhead. Still wagging your head about what to wear to the Wuthering High thing, huh? What? No, it's nothing like that! Heathcliff protested, jumped up from his seat. Looks like I hit the nail right on the head. Fine, I was, a little bit, but I was mostly reminiscing about the past. I do remember hearing that Heathcliff used to live in the back streets after all. A part of some syndicates, if I recall correctly. Vergilius did say that we're going through the back streets instead of going straight to the teacup nest for some reason, and that it was because of the company's order. Maybe there's something for us to do here. Heathcliff, did you spend some time in the teacup's back streets after all? Maybe we'll run into the Golden Burrow here instead of the nest. No chance. If the Golden Burrow was as common as any other twig the back streets, we would be doing any of this gobble-trot waste of time, right? True, I guess. Besides, Wuthering High is quite the manor in more way than one. You won't find it anywhere near some run-down streets like this. There's a chasm of wealth between the poor alleyway sorts and them. After all, they sent me an invitation. It's quite obvious that we will find our Golden Burrow in that manor, ain't it? Or at least somewhere in the same nest. Correct. We will eventually travel to Teacup's nest. Heathcliff continued to speak in a low voice. The human from outside the bus seemed to blend with his words, turning into a mass of murmur. There was some sort of commotion outside. Before we talk about wherever our eventual destination is, we'll have to clear the road of some blockage. Your intuition is half right, Heathcliff. Huh? Heathcliff, who was muttering to himself in an uncharacteristic daze, jolted awake because suddenly a Vergilius is here. Bloody hell, what's wrong with you? And the vroom lass? Neither of you ever do anything with proper forewarning. At the very least, you didn't crash this time. I simply did not see a necessity of warning you. Anyways, those outside the bus are our targets. Wait, what? Targets? I believe that he means to say that we must eliminate them. I feel compelled to tell you now that it is not the only implication of the word target. Though I'm yet to be informed of the precise detail of this mission, that is. Regardless, you are making contact with a target among them. Find the target, then extract the necessary intel. Is this clear enough for you, manager? How are we supposed to find this target if you're not even going to tell us who it is? Dante asks if there's any identification characteristic of this target. I'm sure you will find out when you get there. You're asking me questions I have no answers to, Dante. Don't waste your time. Well, off the bus. All. I was somewhere wary of the way Vergilius answered me, but even in a murky situation like these, we've always managed to pull through anyways. I'm sure things will get a little clearer once we get there. I slowly disembarked the bus with the rest of the sinners. What target? Intel? Do we even need intel? I mean, it's pretty clear that we need to go to the mansion. Unless, of course, it's about the clothes. I mean, we are supposed to take care of the clothes, but then again... Claim the bones, right? Claim the... bones? What is this? Did they remove the description? Strife. Clear term. Enemy info. Are there no more description to this? Wait a second, I need to go back to District 24-2. Did they remove the description of everything? And this? Really? But the description was always the funny part. Sometimes there was some very crucial information. Oh. Well, I guess that's no longer a thing here. Okay, then. Alright, I was still going for the mirror dungeon. Where's my team? Where is my team? Bleed charge. Assault reselected. And I guess I'm going to remove the new buttons really quickly. There you go. Everything is covered. Let us go. I wonder if they removed that in the mirror dungeon as well. Or rather, not the mirror dungeon, but the regular dungeons. Either way, that one is heading your way, Aniki! Aniki? Don't worry about me. I'll handle him. Try not to get yourself killed. You got that? What a mess. We walked out of the bus and right into what appears to be a battlefield of violent gang wars. Black clothes fluttering under the grey sky and bloodthirsty blades clashing violently. The bus had stopped not even 30 paces away from the thickest of battle. They are the Kurokumo clan? Kurokumo clan. I've heard of them before. I mean, Gregor is literally wearing their identity right now. I'm sure we had some identities from the Syndicate. Some identity cards said Wakshu 2. They are a pretty large subsidiary of an even larger syndicate called the Thumb. I think the identities wore an outfit similar to the one that they are wearing here. I think you're right, but who are they fighting? It's gotta be the Strife. Heathcliff was replying in a monotone voice like he was reading from an encyclopedia. It ain't a rare sight to see syndicates fighting one another in the back streets. Must be something about the street tax or some other trivial turf dispute. Leeches, bloodsuckers scurrying seep to oppress and exploit the weak with violence. Fee, there's nary a place these scums do not infest. It ain't anything new, lass. Most syndicates are like that. The only difference between them is how far they're willing to go. Like right there he is, blocked like the one over there. The one walking right at us. Wait, are they coming for us as well? Heathcliff raises his bed and points at the approaching man. Ah, he wore the same outfit as the other Kurokumo clan members. The hell are you looking at? Crowding like you're here to start shit. Gonna keep pointing that bat at me? You wanna go? Is that it? Hey, lower your weapon. Let's not do anything rash. There's no need to escalate this further, is there? Otis stepped in to warn Heathcliff, but he did not budge. He remained motionless, the bat still raised and pointed threateningly at the approaching man. Won't matter what we do here. It's a foregone conclusion. That we are going to have to fight him? Right on, lads. They're in the middle of the strife. They'll be real sensitive about making it clear that this is their turf. What better way to do it than forcing some uninvited travelers to pay the toll for the road? Looks like we got a smart one here. The Kurokumo clan's henchman drafted before us like he owns the place. Just as I began to wonder about how dumb you could possibly be, you show your shredded detective side. Gotta say, it's a real mystery. Ishmael muttered at Heathcliff, who was shrugging at us with an expression that clearly reads, "I told you so." Well, since looks like you clowns already know how this works, let me get straight to the point. The toll is 500,000 Ahn. Per person. 500? 500,000 Ahn? Oh god. Let's see here. 1, 2, alright. I'm counting 13 of you here. And since you guys all rode in one bus, I'm sure the driver's there too, and probably a guide. Don't just skip out of us now. I like it if we didn't have to make this business messy by going through the bus ourselves. Did you hear that, Dante? This is totally a highway robbery. This is way too unreasonable. It kind of is, isn't it? Well, it didn't really matter how much they were asking for. I wasn't going to negotiate with them anyways. Huh. Ishmael turned and looked quietly in my direction. I nodded back. Halt! There, in that field of the battle! Donjon Font points at something. There lies a wounded dame! We must make haste and rescue her! Thou would agree, no? Sure! Just as Don said, I could catch a glimpse of someone bleeding out on the ground through the chaos of clashing blades and black coats. Oi, what did I say about this whole justice rubbish? This is a cynical turf war, yeah? No one's more or less honorable than the other, okay? Agreed. It is no complicated mathematics to express unnecessary allies' casualties in this effort, should we involve ourselves in this conflict. Alas, I do not wish to leave her behind so undefended. I guess it's an improvement. In the earlier days of our adventure, we would have been dragged into this conflict like 5 minutes ago, thanks to Don's recklessly valiant rescue attempt. I suppose she learned her lesson by a trail of fire. She was starting to show restraint for once. But it's a bit different this time. Okay, so I do think that we have to help that woman, but... Oh! Did you say we have to... Oh god, why did you say that? What? Manager! I didn't think that this was what the knot was about! Oh, no, I was just saying that we should get involved, or rather that we should get involved because this is the right thing to do or anything like that. Oh, if Vergilius was telling us the truth earlier, then there's a chance that we were purposely made to drive right through the Strife, which means that there must be something here they're expecting us to find, right? They always put us in dangerous way for a reason after all. I just have the feeling that the wounded woman might have something to tell us. Maybe an intel of some kind, but why her out of everyone? There's so many people around. And if it turns out that we were supposed to get that intel from the Kurokumo clan and not the woman, then I suppose we'll have to beat it out of them? Oh, marvelous, Executive Manager. I, Otis, am actually awestruck by your genius. Wait, actually? What? Is she implying that her usual flattery is phony or what? I don't like the way you're treating the Kurokumo clan like we're some pack of stray dogs. I don't think I missed that sympathetic look you gave her, which could only mean that you clowns are chummy with the Blade lineage. I could practically hear our negotiation, not that I was going to negotiate in the first place, fall apart as the man drew his blade. A rational deliberation followed by a sensible decision. I will return my appreciation for your magnificent leadership with a flawless victory. All units, prepare for battle. Otis, you're very motivated today. Very, very motivated. Now imagine if she was wearing a butler outfit. That would be so cool. But alas, not today, right? Not today. Okay, I'm pretty sure that I already fought against those guys during the event in the Mirror Dungeon. But at the same time, I didn't record it, so let's just go over the skills really quickly. So first and foremost, all of them are reliant to bleed. With the Ada coin, that's not so bad. Then we have another bonus damage type for more bleed count. If the target has bleed, deal extra damage. Which can go up to 11. Yeah, 11. And then his third skill gives him more slash power, which increases his overall damage. With even more bleed and extra damage. 6, 9, another 11. It isn't really so bad. Triple 11, or rather double 11, isn't really so strong. But I really need to make sure that I never miss the avoid dice, because every time they get through that, they're just going to gain more and more slash power up. And of course, if they hit anybody, like the Kurokumo clan usually have, they inflict even more bleed. Now, let me just see if you're the same as the others. Similar, but not quite. You actually gain extra slash damage up by winning the clash. Even though the coin power is still the same with 11. 3, 9, 13. That guy's a little bit stronger than the rest and gains additional coin power if we are bleeding. That's not good. 6, 7, 8. But at the very least, his first attack skill isn't really so bad. Of course, he has double passives, so that he can inflict more count as well on top of the normal bleed. But practically speaking, it's kind of difficult to keep the bleed going. I already noticed that for my guys. One unlucky clash that extends the clashing in general. It's just going to give him the opportunity to get just through the... He's just able to get through all of those clash counts and bleed counts so quickly, you can barely stack up the bleed count. Right? It just barely sticks. 1 coin is usually good, because that way we can at least make sure that this guy is going to keep his 2 bleed. But all the others, with 2 or 3 coins, it's just impossible. They're always going to get rid of the bleed counts. They don't even need to win the clash, they are just getting rid of it during the clash itself. Which is kind of bothering. Or rather bothersome, I should say. He's on 1 HP, he's gonna die really quickly. I don't really need to go for anything fancy against them. He doesn't have blade. Maybe I should go for the green attack instead, but then again... Yeah, let's try it. I do need the gluttony coins. Then we go for the light blue. I do kinda need more charge, but I also need wrath. So in that regard, I'm just going to gain more charge via the envy skill. Okay, yep, the green skill went through without an issue. My assault is doing quite a lot of damage, that's good. See what I mean? The bleed stuff that just never sticks. It seems kind of more difficult to keep up than a rapture stack, and the rapture stack's already tricky. Right? 13. At the very least we have the sanity advantage, so he should be able to win it just fine. Let's boost it up even further, that's enough to kill. Bunch of envy. Triple envy. Okay. That should do a lot of damage. It's probably not enough to finish it off, because we still lack the sanity in order to pull it off. But that's alright. How many waves do we have during this battle? Because we are already at the 3rd turn, and I need to make sure that we keep up with the 10-turn time limit. Come on, guys. I see that they're still alive. 2 waves, okay. If they ever increase the chances around here, then I need to be a bit more quicker and more aggressive about this. But so far, it's still fine. Let's go for leap. Double leap. Maybe a charge. I don't really feel like wasting my dark blue coins. But then again, if it doesn't go... I might be able to save it for the next round. Right? We might be able to save it for the next round. And is anybody stronger around here? Doesn't really seem like it, which is good. Which also means... Can I go for this? No, then I wouldn't be able to use... But then again, I don't have enough for Gregor's ability yet. Never mind, we're going to stick with the normal attacks for now. With a couple of stronger moves. Can I use this? Yes, this one is fine. 13 is wrong. 15 goes through without issue. A 10 plus charge, more coin power. Yes, please. Then a little bit of extra charge. And more wrath. So if all of this goes through, I should be able to use the wedding dress in the next round, right? It's always a bit tricky to get the 2 ego resources on pretty much all of the slots, but that's alright, right? That's alright. 1, 2, 3, 4! All the way down to 8. So lovely! And the spider eye! I have to say, the red eyes, they are growing on me. I got them relatively late during the LC playthrough, so in that case I didn't really have a chance to enjoy them for that much, or their outfits. But around here, and in Library of Ruiner, I thought, they're just great! Really great. They are so great as a support ego. Sure, this time around they don't have all the ailments that they used to have in Library of Ruiner, but the healing effect is also great to have, right? So let's see, green. I'm totally going to go for the wedding dress. I think I need to stack up orange for this, right? +4 corresponded reason. Yes, I think it works like that. And that gives us a 5er combo, so in that regard it should be relatively strong, right? I think. That was a fancy kill, you saying? Died in an explosion of 7. What could you ask for more, right? So let's see. That should be able to kill a couple of them in one go, right? I mean, most of them are already staggered. 222 damage. Love to see it. Then he killed another one. Ryosha's coming around, killing the 3rd of them, and that was actually the last. Perfect, everyone! This team is getting better and better. Even though the start is always a bit rough, they need to gain the sanity as quickly as possible. Now, SHD. All bark, no bite. Truly a disappointment. While the rest of the sinners were slowly recovering from the excitement of battle, Don did not waste a second before bolting forward to the woman's side. We need to check her conditions after all. Oh my god, is she even alive? There's so much blood. Adao, I must check that pulse. You can check her pulse through her forehead? I didn't know that was even possible. The lady's alive, right? So this Les has the intel that we need? The sinners, one by one, began to gather around the woman. She was dressed in an all-black garb, like the Kurokumo clan's member, but her weapons and her outfits were unmistakably distinct. Glade lineage, huh? I looked around at the defeated Kurokumo clan member, then back at her. The difference became even more apparent. So... Dawn slowly and tragically shook her head after checking the pulse on others. Executive Manager, I have questioned some Kurokumo clan members during the battle, but no notable intel has been gained. So it's just her then. I hope my gut feeling proved me right. The lady thou appeared to be the sole survivor. We must move her to the bus and administer first aid post haste. What dost thou dost say to that? Yeah, don't see any other way than that. We don't carry a first aid kit with us, and I can't turn the clock to heal her, so... Basalt, do you mind carrying her back to the bus? I do not. Thus we made our way back to the bus, Basalt carrying the dying Blade lineage member. I see that you've halted another badge. Vergilius didn't seem very happy about this, but come on, you just told us to get the target. That might be the target. Manager, since when did bringing unauthorized, unverified guests into our bus come to such an acceptable practice? We had no choice. We had to save her first. If we're going to get any answer out of her, then we need to save her life. Dante explained that this individual will be of no use to us, deceased. If she carries the intel that we need, then we must first ensure that she survives. On that, Faust agreed with Dante's decision. What's done is done. However, do be mindful of bringing strangers onto this bus from now on, Dante. You don't want any accidents around here. I had a feeling that Vergilius had much more to say than that, but he simply sighed and dropped the subject. Yeah. I believe that Mensch Esquire had made the decision most just. Thanks. Just as I was starting to dread that this bus was doomed to be eternally uncomfortable, Yiseng emerged from the back door with the good news. I have done what I can, now. And before he even finished his sentence. She's alive and awake! Did you patch her up some more? The woman was awake. And oh, Gregor, look at that! Usually it's always either Ryoshu or Honglu who gets the most damage, right? Or the most kills around here. I guess Gregor's finally trying to show off that he's the boss of the Kurokumo, right? Okay, let me just quickly check on the time. I think I should be able to include one more at least, right? Surely I can include one more, even though it seems like there's a battle coming up. But it's gonna be fine. It's totally going to be fine. We're TB. Welcome to the bus. And oh, we are an Odashi. Huh? The plain-limbed woman sprang from a prone position, grabbed the sword next to her. She held the grip of her blade, ready to draw at any moment. What is going on? Identify yourself. Are you with the Kurokumo clan? I mean, sure, we are currently wearing the IDs, but not really. No. So we are... Then why does that woman wield the Odashi? Is that sword special? She will not listen. We should just kill her. Ryoshu, come on! She pisses me off for 2 reasons. 1, she refused to listen, making this conversation longer than it needed to be. 2, she dared to compare their scrap metal to my blades. Is there any reason for me not to proceed with her OOF clock? Yeah, there is. She can tell us anything if she's dead. Ryoshu, we need the intel. Ryoshu often shows bursts of emotion in the most unexpected times, but at least she listens to when I ask her to, which is a relief. I suppose your blade is not exactly like theirs. Your uniform is certainly different as well. And you, who you might be, you certainly wear a rather loud timepiece. Are you unable to communicate otherwise? Yeah, they are our manager. Their vocalization will not reach your ears. Huh. I recognize the scent your voice carries. It's familiar. Even in the district that I have resided in, I have not met fellows who could speak as I do. Speak as you do indeed, yet I sense familiarity in the choice of your verbiage. You must be from District 19. S-Corp, are you? Though I have fled, that is where I hail from. I see. So you have also left your home behind. Why is it getting so dark? My compatriot often shares the same fate as we do. Perhaps meeting someone from the same home district helped. The woman visibly relaxed before slumping down on a nearby chair. Her breathing was labored. My name is Yiseng. I have operated on the wounds you have suffered. So I've been acting with brusqueness despite your kindness. Please accept my apologies. Call me Aeng-Du. I'm a salsa from the lineage that deals in blades. Oh, Dante, maybe we can leave the talking to Yiseng this time. Looks like we can just sit back and let him handle this. I nodded, replying quickly to Rhodia's whisper. If you are from District 19 ESCOP territory, then you must be aware of who we are. I am somewhat aware, though I am far from acquaintance with the tales of the streets. I have heard that the Blade lineage is bound to no master, no land, yet whence do you flee? It is a tale far too long to be shared in full. All I may divulge in is that we had no choice but to seek a territory for us to thrive in. Perhaps there's aught that we could do to assist, should you design to impart us with particularities of your pursuers. Aeng-Du shot a weeping glance at all of us, her eyes apparently heavy with crushing exhaustion. If you and your fellows were skilled enough to defeat this group of foes, then all of you must be quite capable. Kurokumo clan has put a bounty on our head, our mentor, my fellows, all of us. Hold on, this ain't just any other strife then. That sounds more personal than your usual turf war thing. As it has always been, District 19 is fraught with corruption and disturbance to the lives of the public. There's very little that us men and women of the Blade who seek nothing else but train and walk the path of martial artists can do to change the wing known as Salbion Aguri Industry, or ESCOP in short. As the old saying goes, what other choice does a monk who harbors his temple have but to leave it behind? Thus we have departed from our home. So the people of ESCOP suffer still, huh? We had departed in search of a new home, yet it was no easy journey. Most territories have already been made home by others. In order for us to settle, conflict was unavoidable. In the midst of this conflict, I have the memories of our mentor bringing us an invitation. An invitation to the library of sort! Yeah! Well, that didn't go that well. Oh, why do you always react with the library stuff? Vergilius had been sitting quietly with one leg over the other on the chair, far from the rest of us, is visibly reacting. It already happened before with Olga. I think I remember that the word library always got a genuine reaction out of Vergilius. You have the memory. Quite an odd way to phrase your own recollection. Well, we arrived at the library, hoping to escape the Kurokumo clan's clutches. But all we had done was lead ourselves into just another field of battles. We were handily defeated. Then, all of a sudden, we found ourselves stranded in the back streets of T-Corp. Upon our waking, the bizarreness of such an experience can only be described by an expression just as odd. Ah! Mentor Babu had Kim! Her eyes suddenly widened mid-sentence. Aeng-Du leaped from her seat. I believe that our mentor remained there still! We must make haste to Yongji building! Be not so hasty. Such wild movement may tear open the wounds that I have. Shasu! Ah! Huh? What the heck? Is she dead? It's no surprise that a sudden rise in blood pressure is due to of blood supplies could cause one to faint. She has merely lost her consciousness. But the wounds are still closed, right? At the very least she didn't rip them apart again. You were right, manager. She did have some useful intel for us. Yongyi building. I suppose we have some business there then, huh? In order to save Kim. Maybe, but I'm not sure. I don't know what this has to do with our mission, if any. Or maybe it's that library that we should... Danger! Danger! Bunch of people in Miffy's way, swinging swords around, black clothes. Passengers, move out! Protect Miffy! Executive Manager, there appears to be some Kurokumo clan reinforcement. Well, what else can we do? We'll just have to think about this later. For now, let's take care of the reinforcement. Let's see if there are any new guys around. But then again, most of those guys are pretty much the same. This guy comes with paralysis and protection, but it's not really that different from the usual guys. No, it's pretty much the same. Pretty much the same. Okay then, let's skip ahead for this one. It's not even 3 waves to make it closer, it's just 2 waves. Pretty much the same fight as before. So, and defeated. Not so bad. Wait, that picture. She barely survived. Barely. And there we go again. It's always some new Oreo shoe, right? Most of the time. Okay, but I would say this is a perfect opportunity for us to end the part. I hope you guys had fun with the day. And in the next part, we are probably going to go to that building, which name I totally didn't forget, and probably try to attempt to save Kim, right? So something like that. And we're probably going to fight against even more Kurokumo guys, right? They just love us around here. Either way, I hope you guys had fun, and see you next time. And today!